right, this chart's looking pretty bullish, and it's looking bullish because it is in fact inverted, and now it's looking bearish, isn't it? Because it is actually no other than the USDT dominance. And if we put my chaotic lines back on, then you can see that we are coming up to resistance, and this is the resistance of the entire history of USDT. So if we take its birth all the way up to its peak in, well, at the double top, didn't it, in June 2022 and November 2022. So if we take those highs and draw 50% right through the middle at 4.74% dominance, that is where we are coming up to. So that's going to be pretty major. So if that fails to hold, it's going to be quite chaotic for the crypto space. And obviously there's a big wick there to fill, and we are currently filling it. And yeah, there's a projected, well, we're past the projected price, but the next 50% level is 5.24%, and that could potentially coincide with touching this overhead downtrend line that I've crudely drawn on here, but that is quite high, and yeah, unless there's going to be some sort of like huge dump, I can't see that happening anytime soon. But maybe I'm wrong. That would have to be like right up here, and then get a reaction from that. So potentially not. Yeah, I think perhaps we come up to this 50%. Maybe don't spend that long there, and start coming back down. I think we are, because if we go back to the inverted version, it looks like continuation, doesn't it? Like, forget all this, because that's obviously quite unnatural. But if we was to look here, you would assume we would come up to here. So, and I think over the next few months, I think USDT dominance could come all the way down, potentially as low as 2.5%. And what these lines are here, just as a sort of experiment, is if we project the is it this one here? Yep. So if we project the time from November the 8th, 2021, which was Bitcoin's high, that date there. So that date there, and then we do it with this date here, which is November the 7th, 2022, which is around, I can't think off the top of my head, but around the lows, the exact low of Bitcoin is the exact top of USDT, and it's got to be somewhere around there with Bitcoin as well. If we project that to the next low of USDT dominance, just on this date here of March the 11th, 2024, and then break it down into quarters, into 25% increments, then USDT dominance seems to be having some sort of correlation to these lines. So if we do get turning point on those lines, then the next one is approximately on this. This is on a weekly chart. that'll be the 10th of March, so sometime around there. Obviously, here it was the week before. Here it was also the week before. Obviously, there's a bit of choppiness in between there as well, but it seems to be following this downtrend anyway. So yeah, within the next couple of weeks, hopefully we'll be seeing a top. Maybe that top is up here somewhere and back down, maybe a little bounce, who knows, and then maybe on this trends line here we have a little test, and then eventually go through it, another little bounce, and then find ourselves down here somewhere. And then who knows, maybe on this diagonal line here, maybe this is another turning point, which is around June. So it could be something like that, and have a final USDT dominance low of around the 8th of December. That's assuming USDT is even a thing then, who knows? If we do have one last flush out on the crypto space, maybe even USDT could even be part of that, because there was obviously a lot of like FUDs about USDT and what stable coins are going to rule and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, obviously if we go to on a DXY, we're also now in some sort of downtrend. Yeah, might come back up here. What, to test the 107.222 level approximately. So November was huge for crypto, and it was also huge for DXY. The DXY was absolutely skyrocketing during this time until it hit the peak on January the 13th. So you would have thought that Bitcoin would have had a hard time, but it didn't, did it? It did not have a hard time. I feel like this downtrend is going to end sooner rather than later. Hopefully this doesn't become a continuation candle and go below, but I guess if it does go down, then that could be the last flush out, and maybe the whole theory is wrong of it ending on the 10th of March. So out of curiosity, if we find trends-based fib time and take it from the 8th of November 2021 to the bottom of the 21st of November, not the 8th, which was here. We'll try the 8th in a minute, but we'll do it from just the tops, the swings or whatever, and we'll do it to the next top hit. So that takes us to the 24th of March. So yeah, it's not totally in sync, is it? If we take this back to the same dates, then yeah, we get a 10th of March, but the actual low was on this candle here. So yeah, maybe it's sometime, maybe the next final flush out is sometime between, well, now, but the 10th of March to the 24th of March.